Welcome to this new video tip of the month. This month, we focus on the difference between working in a large organization and working in a small organization. Different organization sizes offer different kinds of experience, require different profiles of individuals, require individuals with different skill sets, and demand different levels of responsibility from organization members. Document controllers can be part of large organizations or small organizations. So, what is the difference? The size of an organization has an impact on the following parameters: the type and the size of activities and projects, the ability of the organization to adapt and to respond to changes of environment, the ease with which new practices, new processes, new ways of working and changes are implemented, the atmosphere, the ease of access to members of the top management team, the exposure that each individual has on the various activities of the organization, the access to information, to various forums, and to decision-making processes, the impact of each individual on the success or the failure of the organization, the level of specialization that is required of each individual, the level of responsibility that falls on each individual, the kind of personalities that are required, the number of opportunities to progress within the structure of the organization. Let's examine these differences, starting with large organizations. There are advantages to working in a large organization. People can take part in large-scale activities, large projects, that can last for years. Those activities or those projects can be awe-inspiring and they can create a strong sense of pride. Because there are a large number of people, the overall workload is distributed over a large number of individuals, making the work seem more bearable. There are, in general, better developed internal support services such as HR, training and development, procurement, logistics, and others. People are more specialized in their skill. Responsibilities are shared among larger groups of people, for example, discipline specialists, which can provide a sense of job security. There are more internal progression opportunities. Team leaders can find themselves heading quite large teams. Each individual can stay in their comfort zone because they are required to perform in their own specialty, and other specialist work falls on other specialists. People can be blissfully unaware of the inner workings of the organization. Indeed, being aware of higher management issues and considerations can be very unsettling for a number of individuals. This is just to name a few. Working in large organizations also comes with disadvantages. Large organizations tend to have more rigid structures and hierarchies. They tend to have more prescriptive processes and practices with little flexibility and plenty of bureaucracy. They tend to be cumbersome, things happen very slowly, and the organization reacts very slowly to problems and crises. People can feel lost in the crowd. They can feel anonymous, and they can have the perception that their work has an insignificant impact. Because everyone is so specialized, people get less exposure to variety. Because things are so structured, formal and large, many people have a limited access to information, to important forums, and they are not involved in decision-making activities and processes. In general, access to top management is very limited, if not non-existent. It is easy for the organization to accumulate people who do not perform because those people can hide behind the group. People have limited freedom of action because of the more prescriptive processes in place. The good sides and the disadvantages of working in a large organization are summarized here. Now, let's look at small organizations. There are advantages to working in a small organization. Small organizations tend to have more flexible structures and hierarchies. The approach tends to be less formal and more people-oriented. Small organizations find it easier to make internal changes, to react to crises, and to adapt to new constraints. The atmosphere tends to be more convivial, sometimes family-like. People get more exposure to activities, to important information, to important forums, and they tend to be more involved in decision-making activities and processes. Top management is more accessible. People have more freedom in how they perform their work. Their activities include more variety. The organization can experiment much more easily to include suggestions. Each individual can have a large impact on the results of the organization. People have more room to develop a wide variety of competencies due to the variety of exposure that they get. People have more opportunities to challenge themselves if that is what they enjoy. Depending on each personality, there can be disadvantages to working in a small organization. The scale of activities is smaller, projects tend to be shorter in duration, there is more responsibility on each individual. People are expected to contribute a lot more than in a large organization. People work closely with top management who can supervise their performance in more depth. There are a limited number of internal opportunities to progress within the structure of the organization. Each individual must be multi-skilled. Each individual must multitask. There is no room to hide for low performers. People get more exposure to higher management issues and considerations, which can be very unsettling for a number of individuals. There are fewer internal interfaces for people who enjoy working with a wide variety of people and job functions. The good sides and the disadvantages of working in a small organization are summarized here. Having considered the advantages and the disadvantages of working in a large or small organization, what are the generic profiles of individuals who fit within each type of size? Let's review them side by side. Large organizations are for specialists who enjoy working on large-scale, long-term projects, for people who feel more comfortable in a large organization where they do not feel so exposed, for people who like having at their disposal dedicated support services and departments such as HR, training and development, accounting, etc. For individuals who enjoy doing what they know, who do not like being involved in other kinds of work, and who do not necessarily wish to be unnecessarily challenged. For people who potentially wish to rise through the ranks of a structure that they know well. On the other hand, small organizations are for confident, creative, and hardworking individuals who enjoy challenges and exposure to a wide variety of activities, for people who wish to make a sizable and visible contribution, for flexible people, go-getters, problem solvers, people who can successfully take calculated risks, people who are not afraid to experiment new ways of working, and pragmatic individuals. For people who enjoy having a lot of responsibilities, who enjoy learning new things, and who are curious by nature. For individuals who possess a wide variety of skills, who have business acumen, and who can easily relate the details of their work with the bigger picture of the organization. For people who like being aware of what is happening, who take an interest in strategy and management. What size of organization suits you best? Can you see other advantages or disadvantages of working in one type of organization or the other? Let us know in the comments below.
We regularly release new content on document control, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel, to like this video, and to hit the notification bell to be notified of any useful new content.